All right, well, I forgot why I switched the scenes before. I kind of forgot that that's actually probably something I should do. I haven't used this setup in so long that I forget what I use to do things. Okay. Make sure I've got everything set here. Hey, Rice, how's it going? I have got another new setup. Kind of. Kind of new setup. Going well. That's good. That's good. As always, let me know if audio is working correctly. I tried updating everything. I think it shouldn't. It looks like it's cutting too much. Let me double check real quick. Compressor. No, gate. Gate is what I want. The gate must be too high. Let's go ahead and cut that back a little bit so that it's not as pronounced, because I'm not going to be as close to the mic as I normally am. All right. I think we're good. If it ever cuts off or anything too much, just let me know. Get this set up so this works. Shuffle this. Make sure it's not too loud. Okay, cool. You guys don't hear it yet. All right, seems like it's pretty good there. So let me go ahead and unmute. I'll have some light ZOIDS background music. So, I don't normally do... Well, actually, no. I think I did. I just lost all the files for it. So, you'll get some background ZOIDS music. It's not going to be too loud. Because the main thing is obviously building the ZOID. So, and there's a nice little thing back there for anybody who's interested and hasn't watched ZOIDS. It's not full episodes, so there's no DMCA or anything there. Don't worry about that. I wouldn't show full episodes behind me. I don't have them to show anyways. So, the irony is you can see a little bit of fluff right here. Casper is passed out. He is very happily passed out. Unfortunately, his bed right here is a little off screen, so you can't really see it. But he is right there. So, this is what we're building today. Kind of down here, but it doesn't really fit too well. I do have all the StJude stuff up for if anybody missed out on anything and wants to donate. It is not a requirement. It's just kind of a passive thing that exists. So I'm not going to be sitting there talking about it. The bot may post some things every now and again, but that's just the timer that I haven't stopped. So don't feel pressured. Don't if you want to. Don't if you don't. Watch. Enjoy. Because this all came from a fundraising incentive anyways. Okay, that one got loud for a moment. Caught me off guard. So, for those who have not seen a ZOIDS build before, this is pretty much identical to Gundam. Everything's on sprues. I'm going to try a technique that I haven't done before. I've seen a lot of people suggest use 2 nippers. I don't normally do that. So we're going to try it. These are the really good Tamiya ones. And these are really generic ones that came with my 3D printer. For cutting filament. So I'm going to do initial cuts with this and then do finite little special cuts with this one. People say it works better and you don't have to sand as much. I do have sanding files here, but hey, maybe it'll work. I'm going to have to remind myself to not do it like I usually do, though. That's going to be my main problem, is I'm so used to doing close cuts that I have to remind myself to not do close cuts. So that's going to be a test. All right, so we have A. Oh, good. I did leave A closest to me. Why am I looking up there? The instructions aren't up there. A3. This is also a kit that I have wanted. I don't think I ever owned it in the original Tomy set. The ones that were released in the US. So I've always wanted this kit. This is the first time I'm actually getting my hands on it, which makes me very happy. This is one of my favorite ZOIDS that they ever made. And I never got to have it. Alright, C is in here somewhere. That's H. C is here. Alright, so C 20 and 15. Man, we're already going for small parts. That's great. I'm just gonna stick with ZOID 0, are we? Okay, that's fine. Where's 15? 15, 15. Oh my god, why? I don't think I've ever had a set start with such small pieces. All right, then I. I might be over here. G, L, P, C, K, F. That's B. Why do I have B over there? That's weird. Or is it going to be in one of the small containers? It is. It's one of these. Of course it is. I didn't think I'd be using these that soon, and I always forget they do that. Alright. Oh my god. This really is just go for broke straight away with the tiny pieces. That's rough. Alright, so now we're going to go in and see how well this works. I don't know if I'm noticing any difference on that, but I also could be cutting this wrong. I really, like, at some point, I just need to have, like, a miniatures pro teach me what I'm doing wrong. Because I feel like I don't do well with these. Like, I left so much there. That was not good cuts. Granted, these are definitely not brand new nippers. I've had them for a while. I probably haven't used them correctly. So, I'm probably not doing this how I should be. I know everybody swears by God hands, but I don't do enough building to have those. Like, how do they get them? Because it's not going to show up on camera. Like, I can try to show you. Yeah, it's too small. No, that's what I'm saying. Is I need to have somebody teach me what I'm doing wrong. But what I'm saying is having older nippers doesn't help. I 100% know that I am at least 50% of the problem. At least. But I'm so curious how people do it. Like, they get such clean cuts. I mean, there's people that go hardcore and they actually take parts of the sprue and, like, put it into glue so that they can fill gaps. So it's the exact same color match, too, which is just insane to me. That's... I don't think I ever have that desire. Now, one of the things I really would love to be able to do is, line painting. And I've seen videos of it. I'm too afraid. Because if you do it wrong, you mess up something that's not cheap. And that makes me very nervous. So I've never really wanted to do that. Okay. That all the pieces for the first step. So we have this and this. And where does that sit? Okay. Okay. I see where that sits. But yeah, when it comes to model building, I will never pretend that there's no user error. 100% there's user error. Without a shadow of a doubt. I am not a good reference for building correctly and well, and no. And if I ever say I am, ask me what the heck I'm doing, because I don't think I ever have the right to say that. No, these are tiny. Like, look at the size of this piece. This is step 1. I don't think I've ever had step 1 start with something so small. No, stop turning around. All right, there we go. I'm like one step away from pulling out tweezers. Okay. No. There you go. Okay. That took way too long for that. Way too long for that. That's sad. All right. Basically same thing again. It's down here. A 7. We'll give it another shot and see if I can kind of figure it out what I'm doing wrong. I tried watching videos of it to see. I don't think it helped. A2. But this is one of the rare occasions where, like, the value of buying something more expensive actually is useful in the terms of the God Hands. Just because the force that you get when you clip with them is stronger, and it's much sharper, and it stays sharper, which also, the part of it is you can't use it for inane things, basically. You have to be really careful and be very responsible with what you cut with it, and I very rarely do that. I absolutely should not clip what I do sometimes. But I'm the kind of person, if it's like, oh, this is a tool that will work for this, and then I go, that was dumb. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. See, I don't know if am I getting too close? Because it's like... Let me see. This one doesn't autofocus as much to an error. You can see a little bit of discoloration from that snip, and I don't know how to do better with that. There is an art form to this that I have not mastered. That is for sure. Because basically I'm going to try doing it a couple of different ways and see, like, if magically one kind of does less damage, but so far I'm not noticing one is better than the other by doing the double clipping method. Like, I'm not even sure it's better than what I normally do, which is weird. Not that I'm like somebody that... I mean, I'm sad when it doesn't look great, like when you can tell too much of the clipping line. And it's always tougher on the darker models because whenever you clip through, typically they're painted. Like it's coated. So whenever you get the clip wrong, it starts exposing whatever color it was before it was dipped. Or just like a stress joint. If you've ever taken like a thin plastic and bent it back and forth, and you kind of get that stress coloration, where even if it was colored all the way through, it starts taking on a little bit more of a whitish hue. That's kind of what happens when you don't cut these well. So it's that's why people kind of take the sprues and make their own kind of like you would for, like, if you're filling wood if you would. English is great. You kind of mix it in so that you can fill spots, which more power to somebody that would do that. I mean, I can't imagine doing that for a set for anything less than like $500. That would be insane. That's so much work. Where'd it go? These parts are too small for you to go bounding out like that. Oh, there you are. Wow, you went far. I will say, people with smaller hands definitely have a benefit. Because, man, trying to do small part assembly. This is, I don't think I've had a Zoid start off so small on parts. Like, I know it's obviously a smaller set based on the box size, but still. Alright, 3, F and H. D, E, H. There's H. And then F is going to be over here. I love that during all of this, Casper does not care. Casper's just chilling. 14 and 15. Oh, that's F. That's not H. I was like, none of these are matching. Well, duh. Okay, so it's going to be teeth. I don't think this is going to let me get a good cut lower. So I'll just switch to that. So that's H over there, and then F7. There we go. Casper, don't fall out of your nest, please. Be quite the way to show up on stream, it's just falling out. I'm like, okay. He loves that little bed over there. No easy way to put it on stream, otherwise I would. It's just too off to the side. Okay, that I'm gonna be a little less careful on, because I think, based on what I'm seeing, what I'm cutting now is not going to be seen. Because these are all joints. So I shouldn't have to clean it up too much. Okay, cool. Alright. So we have jaw. Oh, this is a precarious way to explain this. Oh, you... That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen it have extra parts that it wants me to take off like that. It's very weird. Alright. So that is up. Teeth. You want teeth down. Ow. These teeth are sharp. Never underestimate how sharp they make teeth on Zoids. These things are stupid. That seems like too much of a gap. Oh. Yeah, there we go. That's the right way to do it. Ow. They're very sharp. They're very, very sharp. This model is gonna... This is gonna be so many streams, and it's such a small model. I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, and then C is... over here again. C18. But it's also, they're starting out with really small parts, so... We'll get more done in more rapid succession when they're larger parts. This is just punishment of all the small parts. Let's see. I don't even know what this is. That's the thing with some of these smaller kits. Sometimes it's really difficult to tell what you're assembling. Okay, so down. And this goes here? What? Is that his... Oh, that's his console. Okay, and then he slides underneath the console. Oh. It's not how that works. So, he just very gingerly sits in there. Like, that's how small it is. It's ridiculous. Alright, and then we need to go and do A10... Oh my god, it's another small part. I mean, we are building the head, so... It's fair. Okay. So we take... Oh.
You're really dedicated to this, aren't you?
Tina! Welcome back, Ina. How you doing, bud? I'm not doing well at making this Zoid look pretty. I'm not happy about it. Dark Zoid colors are so hard to get the, like, get clipped correctly. Alright, H and E. Hi, Casper. Casper's upset. I made too much noise. Sorry, Casper. You're the one... Hey, don't yell at me. You're the one that decided to sleep here. I've been here all day. I know. I don't know if you guys can hear him yelling at me. Making too much noise. Yeah, shh. Yeah, it's definitely not doing me any favors right now. It's that thing of like, it makes me realize why lighter painted model kits are kind of like easier to make look good, because they just don't carry the bad cuts as much. These, I'm so... If I built Zoids more, I would probably get God Hands, just because it's how much it bugs me. But I can't reason it. I build a Zoid like once or twice a year, and that's about it. As much as I want to. That's irresponsible use of money. Because for those who don't know, God Hands are very expensive. Alright, so we're going to do this one. And this. Oh my god, it's so difficult to tell which direction it wants things to go. This is insane. I'm not surprised you do, Hina. I have a Tamiya, but it's not a God Hand. I am sad, but I can't reason it. Okay. And then this. Where? I see. Nope. 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 No. Open your mouth a little bit so I can get this in there, please. That, out of context, that sounds terrible if you don't know what I'm talking about. Alright. G7, is that going to be... No. That's... Why is there alternative colors? Okay, I got the colors right, but why is there clear? Well, that's concerning. Where is... what? G. A, C, E, F, D. Oh, G is gold. Oops, pay attention. Why do I have 2 copies of that? Am I gonna make 2... What? That doesn't make any sense. Am I making too much noise for you, Casper? Casper has readjusted his location. He's not happy. Really? I mean, I can't imagine you got God Hands for $8, though. But like I was saying with Rice earlier, it's partially like I need somebody to just like teach me how to do things correctly and stop screwing up how I do my cuts. Because what I was trying before is I saw some people suggest that you do a 2-cut. You take your worst cutters and you use them to do the first cut, and then you do a closer cut. Not working for me. Is that? Oh, no, that's I. This is some interesting Zoids music. I don't think I ever heard this in the show. Zoid 0, so... Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, the one I was doing for my initial cuts was just the one that came with my 3D printer, and then I have some really nice Tamiyas that I'm using for close cuts. But it's still... I know I'm not doing it well. I know part of that is my fault. Alright. But yeah, it's not helping that Shadow Fox is a very dark painted figure, which means that every failing of a cut that you make is super noticeable. Yeah, that's kind of my logic, and kind of what I go with is, I mean, I don't do these for other people. Oh, why? No! Oh, why did you... I told you to shuffle. That's not shuffling. How? Shuffle playlist, loop playlist. What are you doing? Okay. That was weird. I hate when this happens. One of the pieces... Oh, and the wrong side came out. Of course it did. Of course it did. Don't mind me. Ah, stop. But like I was saying, like, the things it's having me start with are tiny. I don't think I've ever had a Zoids build be this small right off the bat. Like, there are such tiny pieces. Like, this right here, you can probably easily see it. Like, this is like 5 pieces. It's crazy. Yeah, this is Zoids music I'm more aware of. This is very OG Chaotic Century. Why? Okay. I think I got it to settle this time. It's just brutal when they do that. Oh. You are not happy, but I'm gonna keep that and not fiddle with that. So. I'm not gonna do much more pushing, because I can tell one of the pieces is a little weak. I don't know how that happened. So, that works. I'm just gonna leave that be. Alright. All E's. E is... there. Alright. E9. And as always with these streams, if you have something you'd like to talk about, questions about Zoids, comments about Zoids, feel free. I did do a nice little montage in the back so that you can enjoy pieces and parts of Zoids. There are no full episodes back there, but there's some intros. There's a couple little highlight things. It was very hard to find, ironically. I was very sad at how hard it was to find stuff. I just want more people to enjoy Zoids. Zoids is a show that I thought I would never be able to go back and watch because I wouldn't be happy watching it. Like, when I was older. Nah. PCC. What are Zoids? I wonder, Hina. I actually do have... One of the things that plays back there is the explanation of Zoids. Granted, I turned off all the sound because I didn't want to, you know, have that be an issue with so many overlapping sounds. And like I mentioned earlier, obviously I have StJude stuff around. It is not with the goal of actually raising money right now. It's more of just passive. If anybody is interested that hasn't had a chance to, it is there. There is no expectation. I just wouldn't want somebody to donate and me not have it tracked. I would feel very bad about that. So, that is why there is stuff on screen, and occasionally I think the chatbot will post things. Oh, wow, I screwed that one up. We're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to show it. Yeah. I don't know what it is. This is not playing nice. These are not... I feel like I'm having so much worse cuts. I mean, in all honesty, I probably should replace my nippers. I've had them for a long time. I've probably built 10 to 15 Kotobukiya models without replacing it, which probably is not a great thing. It's probably a little too many. I don't know how often, like when you don't have a high-end set of clippers, how often you should replace them. Eh? Okay. That I get. Oh. helps if you pay attention and understand what you're doing. But also, how's audio? I do have, like I said, I have light ZOIDS music playing. These are just basically from the OST. It's one of those things that if I get a strike for that, I don't really care. Wow, yeah, this is bad. I need to do a little bit of cleanup because this is not. I'm not gonna be happy if I leave it like this. I think I'm gonna go back to my old method. I don't think I'm not happy with the 2-cut method. It's making it look worse. So those cutters are gonna go away and I'm gonna stick with this. Really? I'm probably too much of a perfectionist that I like. It bugs me. It bugs me so much when there's any little bit that I get wrong. It really. I take too much time on it. All right, PCE, okay, and then E's. E4 and 7. Four. This is very some very Star Wars-esque music here. Is it the Storm Sorter theme? Really? Weird. I don't remember this being the Storm Sorter theme. That's for sure. It's very odd. Figured I'd test it and see how it was, but I don't know. I might eventually just next stream that I do this, I might just put on my own music for myself and just not have any, or maybe I'll let you guys listen to ZOIDS music and I'll listen to something else. It's all a little bit weird. Yeah, I've got files, but like I've got these, which are like hobby files. I mean, definitely send me a link to what you use, and I'll take a look at it. It's also, you know, that tough thing of how much time do I want to invest in cleaning things up, and I'm the person that, like, I want to get the build done, but I want it to look good, and I'm like, that's counterintuitive. You can't have both. You have to kind of take your time. But yeah, this one's not starting super hot. I'm not gonna deny that. I could have done much better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, that didn't clean up any of my errors. Oh, ×4. I hate when instructions do this. Oh, that sucks. Ugh. So annoying. Alright, so D3 ×4. It's the problem with doing model kits of quadrupedal things is anytime you do feet or legs, you're gonna end up doing things 4 times. So 3 is there, 4 is here. Now This song I remember. I feel like it's a twist on one of the songs, though. It's not like the original. If that makes any sense. Like, this feels like a, almost a guitar version of it. Is this his credits? I can't remember if this is the, like, if this is the credits. I keep punching the mic with a sprue. I'm sorry. And then I punch the mic again as I say I'm sorry. Apparently I'm not really that sorry. Alright, we'll start with those and get that done. Because I don't want to lose track of what pieces are what. And then J. Because that is... When you get into doing a 4 times, and they're all such small pieces, it's so easy to get lost in which one you're doing. Oh, come on. This is one of the interesting things that Kotobukiya does. Or Kotobukiya. I always pronounce it wrong. It's like I've got some thought in my head of how it's pronounced, even though I know it's wrong. I've literally been to the store in Akihabara, and I still get it wrong. But these, like, rubber pieces. Yeah, I mean, it's almost been 10 years, so... Probably. We'll go with that. Okay, now we're just in Chaotic Century land. Big fan. It's been a while since I've actually sat and watched Zoids. Sounds good, Etched. I will probably be here for another hour and 15-ish minutes. Basically, whenever Penguin tells me she's done with work is when stream's done, for the most part. Roughly. I'll probably have a couple of smaller streams after work. Literally, I turned off my work computer and turned on stream. That's how this went. At the same time, pretty much. So I wanted to do this yesterday, but I have not woken up. Like, I think I rolled a nerve in my neck. It was so bad. You're more dedicated than I am, Etch, but I have this issue, and Penguin hates it, but when I watch something, I can't rewatch it very much at all. Like, it either has to be something that I am diehard for, or something like Tenet or Inception, where, like, multiple watches is actually kind of beneficial, so you can catch some of the pieces, because I don't forget things for when it comes to movies, and it's super detrimental. It kind of sucks. Penguin hates it. Because she loves rewatching things. And I can't. Oh. So this way. Yes? Yes. So, I mean, I've watched Zoids multiple times. Zoids, DBZ, Naruto, I've watched all a couple of times. This is Death's Soar? I think this is this? Good luck, Edge. I'm trying to remember, is this Death's Soar or is this... It's gotta be. Because it's like the slightly angelic music. It's song 11, which would be close to the end of the season. It's gotta be. Alright, so we've done those. Now we'll do the next set, which is 22 and 31. 2. And 31. Okay, that's that for that one. Yep. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't want Penguin to be texting me and me just be like, da 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 da. It should come through to my watch, but we know how well tech works. I'm happy that the one thing that really has never failed me, I don't think, that I can think of, as long as I've used it correctly and it's not user error, is my Whoop has never failed to wake me up with its alarm function. I'm very thankful for that. That is legitimately like one of the top tier things that the Whoop does is the wake up. So I didn't know that like having a alarm vibrate on your wrist really effective at waking you up and not being like super jarring. Why does that work? I couldn't tell you, but it does. Definitely been one of the most effective things at waking me up consistently and effectively. Alright. I still haven't figured out what we're building. I guess, well, that piece looked like the neck, but I don't know what this relates to. This, I guess, must be part of the legs, but I don't think I've ever built a Zoid where you start on the legs so soon. Weird. Usually legs are after you've built the full core. So it's very, very odd. I can't think of any one of the ligers, lions, tigers, whatever. And I say that because there's all of those. That you haven't finished building the core first. Usually it's head, core, maybe tail, appendages, and armor. It's kind of usually their go-to, so if we're working on something related to the legs, that's very weird. Alright, so now I have to focus to make sure I get these in the correct direction. Okay. So this... What? Eh? Oh, I see. So, this should probably be first. I see. That makes a little bit more sense. Huh. That's weird. These are definitely joints of some type. I'll show them once I finish them. It's easier if you're doing 4 just to do them all in a row. That way you don't lose the angle and way of doing them. Ooh, that's an email I'm excited to see. And I can't talk about why. It's that time of year. What could it be? Oh god, I'm throwing things. Karma. It's karma for teasing. Stop. No, they're too small. Stop it. So yeah, like these, I'm going to guess these are all joints because they have, yeah, some pretty good range of motion. And if I'm ever building something and you want a closer look, please let me know. Okay, now we need D again. 14. When I kind of get through a step, I try to remember to kind of show what I've done, but I also get very focused and sometimes forget that I haven't either shown a step or kind of let you get a close look at what I'm doing. So there's no, I truly don't know what the best camera angles for this are. if I did this religiously, A, I'd probably have carpal tunnel like crazy. B, I would probably have a much better setup. But I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what the last Zoid I built was. Was it the Berserk Fury that I bought while I was in Japan? I can't remember if that's the last one I built. Which, if so, that makes me sad, because that was too long ago. I think I was able to snag this one for like 42 or 48 bucks. And that was like, I'm not passing that up. I've always wanted Shadow Fox. I love this Zoid. It is absolutely... I think... of like the four-legged animal family, Koenig Wolf and Shadow Fox are probably my favorite. Of the two-legged, it's a toss-up. I love Genobreaker, partially just because Raven. Duh. Shocker. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's in the Berserk Fury family. I think it was a Fusers. Not a Fusers. No, was it? No, it was Blocks. It was a Blocks. And I had it. And it was really cool. And I cannot for the life of me remember what it was called. But it was super cool. Interesting build. Not a huge fan of the build, but the Zoid itself is cool. Alright, so that's done. So now we need K. K is going to be... Eh? That's E. It's GH. Oh. I was expecting it to be more duplicates, but it wasn't, so that's why I got confused. But if anybody remembers the Zoid that I'm trying to remember, remembers the Zoid I was trying to... Yeah. If you remember what I'm talking about, because it was a Zoid that was... I think it was in the Fusers universe. The model kit itself was Blocks. It was a red, Berserk Fury-esque type build. I don't think it ever featured in the show, at least not the ones that I watched. I can't remember if I finished Fusers, so maybe it showed up in Fusers and I didn't watch all the way through. I hate to say it, Fusers was not great. I know there have been seasons since. I will tell you, as a hardcore Zoids fan, those do not exist. This is definitely the outro. Like kind of metalish, hardcore-ish rock really goes well with Zoids. I don't know. I saw Shoebolts behind me, and that was a reaction and a half in my head. Mike, oh. Hello? Hello, Shoebolts. How can I help you? Who knew that we would actually be correct with Zoids predicting, like, AI war machines? Not I. And by that I mean, think back to Beak and the D-Bison. Now, does part of me kind of wish that Zoids were a thing? Horribly, yes. Is that a reasonable thing? Not in the slightest. Because Zoids should not be a thing, because it's not good. It's not good. Granted, I mean, like, if you look at the concept of what Zoids is, they can't exist because it's literally a different planet. And they're sentient, which kind of eliminates the whole concept of making them. I2. Oh, God. It's like this is... Oh, is this the back? Because, my God, that thing is tiny. Yes, I distract myself. Thanks very much. I get myself on my own tangents. Pretty much always when it's Zoids, too. Whenever I start doing a build, I absolutely just kind of... This is definitely related to Deathsore. Or, is this Deathsore or is this Frozen? It's like, it's in the back of my mind of where this falls into Chaotic Century. And I can like picture the scene and at the same time I can't. It's either Frozen or Deathsore. I'm really... Oh, this is the chest. Okay. Okay, I do see Chaotic Century C Deathsore theme. Not for this track, but for another one. So, this isn't the Deathsore theme, but I feel like this is, in the cave. Now, am I wrong? Probably. Season. 24. Yay, bigger parts. It's 24, 31. That did not pop out nicely. That's weird. And 21. Figure until we kind of get to a reasonable size piece, I'm not going to really show it because even I don't really know what it looks like yet. So it doesn't do me any good to kind of try to show you what we're building when I'm not even sure what we're building yet. It's a weird place to put a sprue join. Oh, that actually looks pretty nice. This is definitely one of the colors that works best with sprue cutting, where it's this like shiny silver because it hides the sprue cuts pretty well. The first piece that's the head color is not great. That was not exactly a easy place to cover up. And like I know sometimes they try to put the sprues in places where it should be either less visible or invisible. But obviously, oh, sorry guys, punched you again. Obviously there's times when you can't. For stability of the sprue, it's not an option, which is unfortunate. I do appreciate it when they try, though. And no, I'm just going to stay on that, because I feel like I'm going to break it if I try to get another cut on that. That will do, that'll do. That one's not great. Oh, yep. I was going to say, I know what this is from. I don't even have to look at it to know that this is Zoid 0. Zoid 0 was an interesting one. It was very much like a combined story that was cool, but also at the same time, I'm like, I wish there was other things that you had done with it. Why? There we go. Like, why? Why? Go to your home. Okay. Is that there? No, there? Okay. There it is. Cool. Oh, that's its... I think this is its back weapon. I think this is the pivot for its back Gatling gun. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so these will get used in a moment. I hate that we're not off, like, page 1. But we're starting to make bigger moves, so... Alright, C5. One of those things that these kind of, like... you get to a point where things just start kind of coming together, and you're like, makes sense now. All of that time I was confused. I am no longer confused. At least that's what you hope. Doesn't always work out like that, but it usually does. All right. So this piece... here. Here. And here. Okay, I think I see what this is going to do. Okay. Take this. Okay. So this... Oops. Not like that. They can extend. So that'll be a little bit fragile, but basically... So, I see where this is going. Okay. Okay. Stupidly tiny little piece. How I hate thee. Oh my god. Why do you do this to me? Look at the size of that piece. That little orange dot, that's the piece. Why? It's so stressful. Alright. So that's that. So we're done. We finally can move a page. Miracle. Imperial Army theme. Okay. Alright, now we're at the waist. See again. Yeah, I can see this being the Imperial Army themed. 26, 27. And I was gonna say, no, not like Star Wars, but kind of is. Not really that far off. Where did this hair come from? I don't know how long that's been there, and I don't know why it got there. No, don't cut that. Don't cut that, I think. Ooh, that was a bad cut. That's just battle scarred. That's just battle scarred. We're gonna go with that. I can kind of blend it in. We'll go with that. Is that? No. Okay, good. Whew. I do not cut that. I don't remember the encounter with Liger being so angelic. That's for sure. But what do I know? If I had to give, like, favorite seasons, Guardian Force is definitely favorite, but I'm also a Raven bias, so sorry. After Guardian Force is probably Chaotic Century, and then Zoid 0, and then debatable whether I'd even put anything else after that, because that feels disingenuous to the other seasons that actually were good. Fusers was interesting. It was a good concept. The 3D was weird. Like, a sudden jump to a 3D style was, I don't know, that was jarring. I don't think I was a big fan of that. H13. Okay, 11 and 9. Like, after watching Chaotic Century, Zoid 0, and Guardian Force, and then turning on Fusers was weird. I don't know if I was the only person that was a little caught off guard by the switch to like a CG 3D-esque feel of Zoids. It didn't feel like it belonged. And I think they continued with that through all of the next series that they did. I can't even remember the other names of the series. They don't exist in my world. It's weird. I think, was it Mortal Kombat and Zoids that did a collab recently that created a weird hybrid Iron Kong? I'm trying to remember if it was that. I'm pretty sure it was an Iron Kong, and I thought, or was it Horizon Zero Dawn? Horizon Zero Dawn. Why would that be remotely the same as Mortal Kombat? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for why those two got mixed. I think it was just the primal aspect of... I remembered it was Iron Kong, and for some reason I was thinking of one of the primal fighters. I know. So much sense was made. Oh, there you are. But if you haven't seen it, I think it was Zoids and Horizon Zero Dawn or something. Horizon Zero Dawn, Monster Hunter, something, one of those beast hunting games. It was very weird. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Definitely not something I would pick up. And I don't want it to be I'm a purist towards it or something, because I'm not, but it's just one of those that's like that. I don't know how I feel about that. I know I've said that 3 times now. Who's shocked? Do you think he knows how he feels about that yet? No. There we go. This looks like the tail is this tail? No, it says it's waist though, so it can't be tail gun. Does it have a chest gun? I don't know. Weird. Yeah, because it's all related to waist, so I'm not gonna look too far ahead so I don't spoil it. Alright. L. So we have L1. Part of the fun is not entirely knowing what you're building until you get to the step where you put it together and you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't guess that. Funny thing is, this is labeled as ABS, so technically these are printable. You could print this. Would it look like this? I'm not really sure, but you could. Alright, so L and C. Let's see. 25? Yes. It just goes to show how much you don't actually pay attention to songs in a show, because I don't remember any of this. G is over... No. G is one of these. G6. But I mean, in a good show, these things don't stick out. It's kind of a part of it that just exists inside of the show. And if one part sticks out, they haven't really done a good job at it then. But man, this is making me realize I've never really sat down and listened to the Zoids OST by itself. But man, is it very much a late 90s, early 2000 OST. Alright. Okay, so this is one of the... Oh, nope, that was bad. Stop paying attention to the music and pay attention to the cutting. This is a familiar voice. Who sings No Future? Does this have a listing of it? Nanase Aikawa. So this is Zoids Shinseki /0. Interesting. Okay. The voice sounds familiar, and I don't know if it's like because they did other anime intros or what, but for some reason it's just very familiar. I can't place why. And I don't mean like, oh, it's Zoids. Duh. But for some reason it's just like my mind's like, you know this. Okay, so that goes there. Sorry, focusing for a moment so I don't break this. Oh god, as I nearly break it. Okay, there we go. It's very confused for a moment. Very, very glad that I stopped for a second. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay. Oh, this is the instrumental version of that. Okay. No clue what we've built yet. Okay, so now we have for large pieces, so this is nice. We finally get to use some large pieces. Greg! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to everybody that has no idea what is happening. I'm sure there are many people that are very confused by what's going on. Hi. Yes, normally I'm a Zwifter. I'm not allowed on the bike right now, so this is my compensation to myself. But hopefully you had a good stream, Frank. Good to see you. Welcome everybody. I am currently building. I guess I could do it this way. Currently building this. If you've ever seen Gundam, kind of like that. If you haven't watched Zoids and you do like Gundam, go watch Zoids. It's very good. Just don't go past Zoid 0. Those seasons don't exist. Yeah. It is May, though. You may be used to, normally there's, like, Kilometers for Kiddos fundraising in May and such, but we've moved that to September this year. I still am doing some fundraising, so it's more passive right now. If you want to donate, you can. Otherwise, just chill, enjoy the time. Probably still going to be doing this for another 45 minutes. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot away. I will get myself very distracted occasionally when I'm focusing on something. If you want to see what Zoids is about, there is kind of like a highlight reel behind me. Think big mechs that are semi-sentient, that are built for war. Pretty much the best way to describe it. At least for the first 2 seasons. Third season, they kind of use them for sport. So, pick your poison. They're very, very cool looking, though. And that's what sells me. Granted, the show is good. It's one of the few shows that I think I don't think I've ever watched it subbed. I think I only watched it dubbed. But that's because I watched it when I was pretty young, so there was no easy way to source dubs, or subs at that point. And it was on Toonami, which made it easy to watch. Very cool, very peak early 2000s anime. If you don't know what I mean, you missed out. But chances are, you've heard a lot of the voice actors in that show in many other shows. It was kind of a springboard for a lot. Well, I don't know if it was the springboard or if it was kind of the carrying point. But let me tell you, you hear a lot of the voice actors from that show in other shows. At least in the dub world. But at that point, I think it was also, there was a lot less dub actors than there are now. That was back when it was not cool to like anime, and you could get ostracized in school if you liked anime. I didn't really care. I think when I was a teen, I had over 100 ZOIDS models, and I was not ashamed to admit it. For better or for worse, for my own sanity. Alright. This piece... This piece? Oh, God. Don't mind me dropping things. Okay. Then... I think one of the things I love most about ZOIDS, and especially these model kits, is they're so interestingly engineered. Yeah, this is its tail, isn't it? How is this called the waist if this is its tail? I call shenanigans. This isn't... What? Can you... Hello? Hello? Can you be on agreeable terms and close, please? Thank you. Alright, so... I'm pretty sure this is the tail. As Shadow Fox in its tail has a smoke deployment system. So one of the reasons it's called Shadow Fox is it relies on mainly stealth. It's not a head-on combat type of Zoid. It's primarily kind of a guerrilla warfare. It uses smoke to basically cloak the area, and then relies on thermal optics to basically win the fight. Alright, and then 11... So they must... I wonder if they just did a duplicate sprue because it was cheaper to just duplicate it than make a new one. That's weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that like that. I was very confused because I have a sprue of gold stuff that looks like it's a duplicate thing, but I can't... Well, no, I don't think there's anything on the back that would use a second cockpit. No, I don't think so. I don't know why there would be a second cockpit. It's weird. Maybe I'll find out in time. Who knows? One of those things, I don't know why I'm guessing, because I'm not gonna know until we get closer to the end of the build. It's just how this works. Can you? Thank you. There you go. Go into your home! Oh. Cool. So I don't get punished for not cutting those well. That's good. And then J1. So these... They're so much more interesting than the Tomy version of these, because the Tomy version was like a really light rubber and actually was the piece that held things together. That's not the case with these. Very, very different. Alright. Are you sitting all the way together? Yeah, you are. That's weird. Feels like it's not sitting together. What are we building? I feel like that's going to be a common thing. It's just like, what are we doing? And I know I keep saying, just trust the process. Don't try to think about it. And then I question exactly that. You know it's going to go together. Some engineer made it. Alright. H and A. A. Which A? A19. Okay. Semi-large piece. But we're back to this nightmarish color piece, which does not handle well when you cut it poorly. So, that's unfortunate. Alright, and then H. H is over here. That's the opening theme song. Why is the opening theme song in the last track? Because this is the intro track, not for Guardian Force. That's weird. I don't know why I'm asking these questions, because I'm not going to get answers, but I keep asking them. Kind of useless for me to think about it, but, well, too late. For the record, yes, this is the random nonsense that goes through my head that does me absolutely no good and keeps me up at night for no reason because I'm not going to get an answer. Oh well. Hey, Betzelt. How's it going? I'm going to assume you got teleported here with Frank's raid. If I remember right, though, this is not the first time you've seen me build Zoids, though, so this probably isn't too shocking to you. I think. Could be wrong. But I feel like I've seen you at a Zoid stream before. Upgraded the production quality slightly, not that it really matters. It's kind of that thing. Oh, you just got it. Okay. It's kind of that thing that if you either know Zoids or you don't know Zoids. Like, Zoids is one of those that really does not have an in-between. Gundam is a little bit more in-between. You can kind of be like, yeah, I kind of know. Zoids, it's really not a question. It's one or the other. Kind of a niche anime like that. Alright, so here, this piece goes first. Does that go? No. Goes here, right? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. 2 is this piece. It looks like armor. I believe that's armor. And then we need one of these pieces, which is up and in. Okay, so I'm assuming we're starting to build out the connections pieces to actually make it start being slightly mobile. What is this theme for? It's like borderline horror music. Those strings are going hard. I definitely don't remember this. The only thing I can think of is in the cave where he finds Zeke? No. No, this is more suspenseful than that. I don't know. What is this from? This is like the good old music that I miss from like 90s and 2000s anime. Because this very much, if you watched the original Dragon Ball Z, where, oh, what's his name? The composer that did all of the old school Dragon Ball Z music. It's very, very reminiscent of that. Who did this? No. Of course. Doesn't say. That's unfortunate. Because there's somebody that did pretty much all of Dragon Ball Z, and it was that, like, hardcore, like, really late 90s, early 2000s music, and it was so good. And not many anime have ever done that again. Kind of like heavy electric guitar, synth, that kind of stuff. And I hate that his name is escaping me. It was iconic. It was to the same, like, it was the same for anime as it is for, like, Doom music. Like, Doom music is iconic in the same way that the music for DBZ was iconic. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm sorry. You missed out. Alright, and then the last one of these. Okay. So that's all that. What? Oh, we're going to start actually assembling a body and getting a body. Cool. About time. Actually see some progress that is tangible and I can actually show you and make sense of. So if you don't know Zoids, this really does not make much sense yet. Okay, so PCA, PCH. So anything from this black sprue here it's kind of like a rubbery material. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's basically flexible joints. Because these are all posable. The old ones that Tomy made were not really flexible or posable. They had a motor inside, which at the time was cool. Until you realize how much cooler it is when it doesn't do a ridiculous looking walk and actually you can kind of put it together and have it pose and, you know, have depicted battle scenes and stuff. But apparently, I think Japan had them and we just never got them. I don't know if there's just no overseas producer that was interested in making them for the US. But the Tomy ones you could at least get in Toys R Us for a while. And then it kind of disappeared, which was really sad. It was a very, very sad day when they disappeared out of stores. 23. Oh boy. So this is going to be 23. Oh god. Throwing things. Don't mind me. So this ridiculous looking ball joint goes in here. I have not seen this piece before. I feel like this definitely has some different connection pieces that I've never seen before. And then this, I guess, goes in as a slide? That's interesting. So that's going to have to be clipped a little bit. Sounds like Willy Wonka. It's upsetting. I don't want Willy Wonka in my Zoids, please. Get. Nope. Nope. There we go. Alright. So then we need C11, which is going to be this, like, lower body connector, it looks like. Now it's turned into Land Before Time. This is a very weird journey we've gone on. Now it's all heroic? I don't remember this track. There's got to be some triumphant journey home. Like, the only way this makes any sense. Kind of, like, wistful and curious. That's the best way I could describe that, I guess. Alright. So that goes on top. We need 12. 12. It's this one. I'm going to put this together and then I'll show so that it makes sense, because if I don't put it together first, it's not going to make sense for anybody. Okay. I know that was a very, like, profound statement, and it really wasn't meant to be. Okay. And then this piece? Oh. Yep. Okay. And then C12. Really long, very easily breakable pieces. Great. That's going to go well. I don't like this. I don't like the looks of this at all. These make me worried. I see what they're for, but it doesn't make me less concerned. They feel very fragile and very invisible. Casper is readjusting. I know. I'm sorry I'm making too much noise, bud. Casper is not happy with how noisy I've been in his sleeping spot. Alright. Now comes the really fun part of trying to line everything up, getting them to settle, and not breaking them. Nope, like that. Okay. That doesn't seem like it's fully settled, but I don't know why it's not. I think that's going to have to be good. So, basically, my understanding now... Why does it look like there should be... Oh, okay, that's just... Oh. That's just where it can slide. Okay. I was like, it feels like there should be something there, but there's not. Did I put the tail on upside down? I think I put the tail on upside down. I did. Dang it. Ah, no. God, it's so terrifying to have to... Okay. You? I'm like, why is... Hey, Smith, how's it going? What happened? What happened to what? Were you in Frank's stream and you got rediverted to mine? Because that could be it. Don't break it. Don't break it. Don't break it. I hate having to take apart very fragile pieces. All right, I'm getting tweezers. That's why I have this set up now. Now I have tweezers. Because I don't want to break anything. I don't know where that went. I slingshotted that to oblivion. I made things worse. I very much made things worse. That's a problem. Don't use metal pointed stuff. Oh. Oh, cool. That broke. That broke. So, yeah, tweezers were a bad idea. God darn it. I will have to glue that. That sucks. This is very fragile. Okay. Okay. So that's unfortunate. I will have to glue a piece. Not happy about that. But it is what it is. I made the screw up. It is my fault. So, that is something I will have to deal with later. Sad day. I'll have to find that piece and then glue it back together. Yeah, I've noticed that this one seems a little bit more fragile than others. Like, trying to assemble the mouthpiece, it was very, very fragile, so... This piece, unfortunately, snapped off. Which is weird. It does not make sense how that one snapped. Because that was not what I was expecting to give. So... I will fix that later. C'est la vie. Worst case scenario, we call it battle damaged. I called it. I was really worried about those pieces. They're super small and super fragile. I don't like it when parts include that. Yeah, I don't understand why those weren't part of one of the other pieces. I don't feel like there's a reason that they weren't. It felt like it's kind of like how Lego, when they want to have an inflated part count, will just make things out of 1x1s. And it's like, oh, there's 1,000 pieces. And it's like, yeah, 500 of those are 1x1s that could have been like 4x1s or something. That's not... We don't need to inflate part counts, people. Very much what that felt like when I was looking at it, because I'm always skeptical of such small, fragile parts, because if it's not perfect, or if you have to do what I did, and have to kind of very, very slightly separate pieces to try to fix something. Doesn't go well. I am happy I noticed when I did, because that would have been a lot more problematic to fix later. So, just have to find the piece that went flying. That'll be fun. Alright, so this goes this way. And this, oh god. Goes like that? Yeah, okay. A little bit weird. So that's the belly. Basically, I won't be able to go farther than fixing the top piece, but I don't foresee today covering that. I'm going to assume that that's not going to be a thing that we work on today. That's a pretty overarching piece that I think will be one of the last to get covered. Which works in my favor. So I'll have to find super glue with a very precise nozzle and find the other piece that I sent flying, which is joyous amounts of fun. That's the other fun thing when you have tiny parts like that, is if it goes, good luck. And that thing... Of course it was as soon as I added another tool. I know better, don't change things. Go with what's working. Was it actually working? Debatable. I changed the process. Never change what works. As long as it is actually working, which... Debatable. Debatable if my process works. But hopefully everybody's doing well. Not super happy with how little progress I've made. I guess, looking down though, I mean, I have things that I can see as actual builded, yeah, builded, that's English, built parts. Which direction do you go? You go that way. That makes sense. So you cover that part that I put on. Okay. And then you go there, and your connector piece. Yep. Okay. It's basically adding some more structure to the bottom. A16. Okay. I'll be happy when we're done with this color, because this color is not handling the clippers well. And C2. Oh, goody. Well, it's not that small. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. There's not a ton of tiny pieces left on this sprue, so maybe we're done with most of those. Small pieces stress me out. I hate when the sides are so small that you can't really get a good grip on cutting it. Alright. So this... This I understand why it's done like this, so you can get the color. And then... Okay. What's that? Okay. I'm gonna assume, yeah, okay. There's gonna be pieces that go on top of that. I was like, that doesn't really seem like that makes much sense. 2 and 10. Those are interestingly spread out. Is this the base infiltration? This feels like... You don't know what I'm talking about? Go watch Zoids. And E20. This one. I'm really upset with myself that I broke a piece. I don't know if I've done that in the build stage of any Zoid. At least, like, the Kotobukiya models. I don't know if I've ever broken one in build. Now, post, maybe. But not during. It's shameful. I know better. It's very unlike me to rush like that and screw up. Oh. Okay. And those go on here. What a jarring switch. It's the one thing about doing a shuffle on this playlist is, alright. So now we're back at the back. Okay. So that, and then that. Eh? Okay, there we go. It was, not getting that aligned correctly. Okay, and so that basically is just kind of continuing adding the underbelly. Ow. Pinch myself. Smart. Give myself a blood blister now, probably. Batting 100. 6. Seems like this has got to be Gustav music. Um, 6-1. Back to hardcore music. So jarring. Is it a good idea to have this on shuffle? Probably not. Is that exactly what I've done? Yep. And then, let's see. C6, okay. I'm staring at it like, oh, is this the part? No, I thought it was 11. No. Paying attention to my own instructions. That's a lie. Alright, so we're gonna get very close to kind of finishing the main core of the body, it seems like. Did a little bit too much for cut on that. And I would try to find that other piece right now, but I have a feeling I'm going to disturb Casper if I do it, and having a cat wandering around while you're doing this, not conducive to being successful in keeping parts in one place. Especially with Casper. He already investigated before he fell asleep, and I have a feeling he would do worse. Frankly, I don't really want to find out. Okay. So A11, whoop, rolling things again. So this, I believe, is that the location of it? Yeah, interesting. Okay. And then this. Yeah, okay. That's tracking. Ah, no. No, 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 no. No. Finicky pieces. Stay. Alright. So this then goes on the back? Okay. So that... Give me one moment. Oops. Sorry. Got a cat with penguin. Okay. And then 8. 8. That doesn't seem right. Okay. And then... Ah, okay. I think that works. It feels a little weird, but that slides out, which allows that to come up. Tail can go down. I think it's not going to make a ton of sense until I actually get it all together. So let's get the next pieces to try to figure this out. 14. Nine and 17. Okay. One more second. I really don't like this color piece. It really is not friendly with getting it. Like, you have to get this perfect. Nope. Pup has arrived. What's up, Pup? You're okay, Casper. You don't have to get up. Or just ruin everything as you get up. Alright, that's fine. Alright, and last piece to sand. Oh my god, yeah, this color is just really detrimental to, like, not perfect snips. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. And I think we'll have one more thing out of this bag, which I'll probably just chop open and leave out. Oh, don't roll away. Yeah, that'd just be easier to just have this out. That's, yeah. I don't know what the difference between the clear and the orange is. I don't know why that's a thing. Alright. So this... There's the hole. Oh, God. No, stop it. Stop it. Okay. So core is in. And then 17 goes on the bottom. Okay, there's that. This goes in the back. Oh. Pay attention to the instructions. Order of events. Can't even claim that that's in Japanese. And I can read some Japanese. Alright. Now it goes in. Alright. And then this... Ah. C... No, that's A. A8. Getting some jazzy music now. We'll go ahead and get A4 ready, because that's going to be the next step. So that will basically, I think, finish off this sprue. All right. Hey, Rathic, how's it going? H. Where's H? Need C at least. Yeah, we do need C, so I'll just get C. D9 is going to be the first one. And then C7. Ah, not too bad. Thankful that I don't have the same neck pain I had yesterday. Yesterday was miserable. And then that's H, right? H6. It was absolutely miserable yesterday. I've not had neck pain like that before. And I was actually excited to do a Zoid stream. Like, I want to build this thing. Which is why I'm doing it today, because thankfully I did enough heat and ice yesterday that I'm functional again. Let me check on what Penguin sent again. Alright, Penguin has a... no, I think I rolled a nerve, is my guess, but I don't know why. Like, I don't know what changed to cause that. Because that's definitely what it felt like. It was very much rolled or pinched a nerve. So it was very much one-sided. Cool. Alright. Should be done texting now. Sorry, chat. Trying to coordinate with Penguin, who has a late day, so One of the reasons I'm doing this today is Penguin's not home, so it's not like I'm missing time with Penguin to do this. I know what this fight is, but this is very, like, combination of Matrix meets Halo. That's what this makes me think of. Oh yeah, and Rathic, congratulations on your ridiculous walk that you did. You are insane. There's a reason I've stopped doing fitness stuff during May. I'm gonna do it for K, I'm not doing it twice. I've gotten lazy. This... Yes? No? What? No, backwards. This way? No. Okay. I was doing it right the first time. And then this... Well, this is interesting. What? Hello? Oh, it goes the other way. You know, reading the instructions helps. I don't know if you realize that. It's really, really big help if you pay attention to literally what it's telling you. It kind of stays snug in there, I guess? That's interesting. One more round to go. Why? You're crazy. Hey, I mean, you hit your goal, so that's a win. No matter how you did it, deals were made. You... Self-preservation, sir. Self-preservation. September, okay. Good. Don't burn yourself out. Or injure yourself, either. Both are good. Back to Jurassic Park or Land Before Time music. Very much Land Before, or Jurassic Park music. But I think this is... Oh, this is Ultrasaurus Awakens. Okay. Okay, so this... That goes there, that goes there. Okay, this makes more sense. This makes more sense. Okay. I got it. I see. Don't mind me having conversations with myself. It's not surprising, I know. Is Raven's theme? Really? I don't know if I've ever paid attention to the fact that this is Raven's theme. Oh man, I hope that gets covered up. My cuts are so bad on this round. Alright. So yeah, okay, this makes more sense. This position makes more sense for how everything's looking now. I was really concerned for a moment. I feel like the core is too exposed. Because, like, if you know Zoids, this is a very key component that feels a little unprotected. It's a little weird. Maybe it's just me. It feels a little weak. I'm assuming the head is just... We're just going to put the head on now. Because it's easy to take off just so you can kind of see. Because it'll make me feel better that is a little bit more assembled. Okay. So we actually got through... Oh, nope. I have 2 more pieces. D. I'm really not following instructions well today. How is this Raven's theme? It's weird. It doesn't feel like Raven's theme at all. Raven's theme should be dark. Or is this... No, this is Raven's theme. Okay. It's like, that doesn't seem like Raven's theme. This makes more sense. This is Raven's theme. We hadn't finished with the Ultrasaurus Awakens. That... Okay. I can get on board with this being Raven's theme. Very, very much so. Dark, brooding. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, my cuts are not... I'm not happy with my cuts on this one. Okay, so next is feet, legs. Yeah, feet, legs, and then the weapon. So yeah, as I expected, I don't think I'll really lose access to that back. So I'll be able to fix that. That's good. But I'm going to call it for there for now because we're kind of not necessarily halfway through. But this is like, we're at this point where the next part is only going to be just adding the legs and everything. So that makes sense to do in one flow state. Because it's going to be a lot of times 2, times 4, things like that. So it doesn't make sense to kind of divide that up. So I'll go ahead and stop here. 2 hours is perfect. It's kind of what I was hoping for. I got a little bit of a better flow in. So we'll see. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. This is what everybody was looking for, was a Zoids stream. So I don't know when the next one will be. I'll try to give a little bit of a heads up, but it depends on how work is going and how Penguin's work shifts, because it'll probably start at the same time that today's did. It just depends on which day of the week it'll happen. Oh boy, Turner. So yeah, it'll probably always, or this will be 3 o'clock at some point. And then don't forget this Saturday, we have RV There Yet. And that'll be kind of the end of May's fundraising season. So thank you all. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I will see you sometime later this week. Bye. That didn't work. That didn't work at all.